Hi there, my name is Seema Desouza. I'm the Deputy Director in charge of Customer Experience at NCBA. Basically, that means I'm the head of customer happiness. The job is to make sure that every one of you is happy with our services. We hope we're doing a good job, although we have to admit that we've had our growing pains as we've turned into NCBA. We see your comments and messages, and we just want to remind you that we hear you. We know there have been challenges, and we've not always delivered on our promise. We're working hard to make things right. Let's read some of your comments, and then I'll take you behind the scenes to show you how we're doing this. At Kathy Ado at NCBA Tanzania at NCBA TZ Care, very unreliable. Your digital platforms are whack, always not working and very faulty, always deducting money, and it's a whole process following up why money wasn't received in the intended account number. After 7 years banking with CBA, I am disappointed. We would love to have NCBA move like a well-oiled machine, but things do sometimes stop this from happening. We strive to offer you the best, and we would like to assure you that your account is safe with us. Let's talk to Jeffrey to find out more. Hey Jeff, how are you?
Hey, hi Seema. Good to see you.
Nice to see you too. Afternoon. Tell me, do you have a few minutes to answer a couple of questions?
Absolutely. Anytime for you, Seema.
Oh, thank you. Great. Okay, let's go straight into it. Over the last couple of weeks, customers have been raising some comments on social media and online. And one of the main comments that strikes me is around how long it's taken us to perform the system update. Customers are asking, why 4 days? Why does it take us 4 days to complete the process?
I would have loved for it to go quicker, but there are certain things you cannot take a chance with, and that is the customer's funds. Every single step that we took required that we validate it and revalidate it so that at the end of the process, we would be 100% certain that all the funds were secure. That was the outcome we got. But probably there's also another perspective to add on to this. As you know, we work with a number of partners, many of whom are stationed outside the country. Now, because of the COVID situation, we regrettably could not have them with us on site. And so just working with them remotely did introduce some slack in the process. But having said that, for me, most importantly, it was to ensure the integrity of the process was not compromised.
Okay, great. So if I just pick up on the last comment you made around the integrity of the process, a couple of other comments have been shared, or allegations around missing funds. What do you have to say about that?
The first thing that I can say is that there are no missing funds. What happens is that whenever you're making a change on the center, on the core of the system, we have worked out an ability to serve our customers using offline balances. So typically, before we start the change, we will bring up these offline systems just to ensure that the customers have access to services. Now, when the main system does come up, before you've synchronized what was in the offline system and the online system, it could appear as if the balances are not the same, but the reality is that there will be no missing funds.
So that's really reassuring. As we've completed this process, what do customers expect from NCBA? From the system, what are the benefits that they expect to see from the system?
I'll probably just select a couple, 2 or 3. I think the first one is simplicity. The systems that we have now brought on board will simplify the processes for our staff, and that simplicity will then translate into improved customer service. If you just think about the way we work, a lot of our processes are driven and constructed around systems. So when you do not have a common system, it will mean that you'll have processes that are not consistent, that are aligned to the system that you're tying them to. With this change, we are now able to offer a seamless service to our customers. I think I could probably also bring in an additional perspective, and that's about the ability to personalize the products and services that we offer to our clients. With the new change, I can construct a product that talks to just you as Seema and not Seema as part of a larger bucket of people. So that way, I would be able to connect to you individually and I'll be able to treat you as a person and not necessarily as a member of a larger group.
That's fantastic. We've always wanted to make sure that we get to that point where we can treat a customer as a segment of one, as opposed to as a wider group. So that's an exciting change to come. The other complaint that keeps coming through is around our service interruptions. As we've gone through this process, we've obviously had a couple of ups and downs where there are some system outages. What do you have to say to that?
Yes, I must admit and I highly regret that we've had to have outages arising out of the change. The technology has let us down once in a while, but there's one thing I can give you and one thing I can say with certainty. We have a very, very committed set of staff who are responding to these issues. Every time an incident does happen, you will get people who will look at it and they will not leave, they will not go home until it has been resolved. And that for me is probably one of the hidden, hidden gems that we have within NCBA, a very, very committed set of staff.
That's really reassuring. So Jeff, let's bring this back to you. You're sitting on a hot seat. You're in the middle of this whole system migration. What gives you the most joy out of your work?
At the end of the day, wherever you work with systems, it's not for system's sake. It's for the customer. So should a customer have a challenge and then we have a discussion and then they tell me that their problem has been resolved to their satisfaction and that they are now able to undertake their businesses normally, that does bring a smile to my lips.
Oh, nice. We can see that passion coming through right now.
Yes.
Great. Thank you so much for taking the time to answer these questions. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, Seema, for passing by.
Wishing you a great afternoon.
Yeah, always a pleasure to have a chat.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming along and spending the day with me. It's been a privilege taking you behind the scenes and showing you how we continuously place you at the center of everything we do. We would also like to take this opportunity to thank all our staff, our absolute dream team who work tirelessly to make this the best bank for you. Your feedback is so important to us. It's what makes us better. It's what pushes us to go for it. So don't stop sharing it. We promise to keep going above and beyond for you.
NCBA.